Hey YouTube, it's Wes. In today's video, we're looking at a super nerdy crypto that is trending for all the good reasons. And when I say it's a nerdy crypto, I mean that it's sitting in nerdland and it absolutely needs to be brought down to the masses in a more simplified way. And that's what we're doing in today's video. We are covering New Cipher, and I'm going to talk about why it's trending, why it's nerdy, and what they need to do to bring it down into the common land for normal people. I'm really excited about the crypto. I think it's going places, and I think it has a lot of potential. So we're going to cover all of that, my review, and what I think they need to do, and a whole bunch more coming right up. All right, my YouTube friends, I hope you guys are doing great. Hey, listen, I was checking my YouTube stats and I can't believe this. I am getting close to 50,000 subs. That means a whole lot to me. I need to do a live stream really soon with you guys. Let me know what you'd like for me to cover on a live stream. There's so much more fun to connect with you one-on-one rather than just me broadcasting to the masses here. But I just wanted to say as I'm getting closer to 50,000, thank you so much. I started this thing and I had no idea who would be interested in it, and you guys mean the world to me. And hey, look, if you're new, welcome. I'm Wes Spencer. I love covering cryptocurrency on this channel and a whole bunch of other things. And this is a fun video because today with New Cipher, it's this kind of culmination of a bunch of things. One, it's my world of security, which I'm a big fan of. Two, old things are new again. There's two really old cryptos that I covered when I began my channel that I never thought would see the light of day again. And here they are today. I was looking at this particular crypto, New Cipher, and I'm like, whoa, it's using some things that I covered a really long time ago. Honestly, kind of like embarrassing videos because they were like really like old, but I'm going to recycle them for you. I'm going to share them with you. I'm going to share how the whole thing relates in today's video. And we're going to talk about why New Cipher is really cool. So stay tuned. This is going to be a lot of fun. Okay, so I was checking out something I do a lot of times. I go to CoinMarketCap and I look for what's trending. I look for like new things that are being searched. And I've been aware of New Cipher before. A few of you guys on Twitter have been asking me to cover this token or this project, and I've been pretty interested in it. And I thought all of a sudden when I come in today and I'm checking out what's trending, here's New Cipher. I'm like, okay, it's probably time for me to cover this. Now, keep in mind, when you're looking for trending searches on CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap, always treat them with a grain of salt. You're going to see flash in the pans that are here that just like blow up thousands of percents or, a ton of new searches or whatever it may be. And then literally the next day it's gone forever. So never use trending searches as like your way to find gold mines. It's just a way of finding what's interesting and then something to kind of keep just keep your mind on to see where it may go. And so we're not even talking about number two. This is a PG rated channel. We're skipping by that. You didn't see that. That is not there. I am not covering that one. I'll never cover that one. My goodness. But here is New Cipher number one. And then you can scroll down and you can see there's a lot of these things that are on here, right? Some that you've heard of that have been trending for a while. One, Life Token. I've seen Life Token quite a bit of late. It's really been doing well. It's not just a flash in the pan. It's been sitting here and trending really well for a few weeks now. That's pretty exciting. A whole bunch of things I've covered already, like Polygon, Chia, Tron, XRP. I mean, look at this. There's Stellar. There's a bunch of these that are on here. And so when I saw that New Cipher was trending, I'm like, well, that's super interesting. Like, I wonder what's causing the trend here today to be absolutely number one. That's really interesting. Well, let's just jump in and see what we think about it. So first, let's just take a look at their website and we'll get a good idea behind what's going on with New Cipher. So here it is. It's just newcipher.com. Of course, as always, links in the description, so you'll be able to get to any of this. And they call this cryptographic infrastructure for privacy preserving applications. Okay, that's a mouthful. You guys know one thing that does frustrate me with a lot of crypto projects is sometimes the marketing blurbage is either so like outlandishly buzzwordy or it's so like cryptographic in the sense of like, what are they trying to say? And there's a little bit of the latter in this one. So think of New Cipher as a platform that gives developers and web applications the ability to use a decentralized blockchain to deliver cryptography services. So for the most part in this channel, we try to do like an investor's guide into a lot of cryptos, like innovative ones you may want to invest in. So as always, we're not going to jump in like super in depth into the details because that would turn it into like this really technical talk that you guys are not interested in. But as an investor, you need to know a high level of what you're looking at to invest in to know, does this make sense for me or not? And so that's what we're going to do today. So I'm just going to kind of walk you through the site as we go down. They really talk about this right here, secrets management. So thinking when they say IAM tokens, that's identity and access management tokens, database, SSH credentials, signing and encryption keys across a dynamic environment. So here's what all of that means. Let me simplify that just as I promised for the investor's guide. In the world of security and identity management and handing out not just passwords, but like key pairs that we use to authenticate into a system, that can be pretty complex. In fact, a lot of cyber breaches occur because of mismanagement of this right here. You have a user that has too many privileges. You have a user that's been revoked because they've been terminated by the company. It's left hanging around. You have a user that logs in with, let's say, recycled credentials that they use on a password for like their Gmail or something like that. And it gets stolen by a bad guy. And that same password is used in a different platform. And so bad guys can log in by using a stolen credential. These are things that make security people's lives a nightmare. And so what NuCypher is trying to do is say, why don't we bring in some very innovative technology and some capabilities that let blockchain handle this in a decentralized way, yet still give our users control over what can be logged in from, what can be encrypted or decrypted, and who can decrypt all of that stuff. So I hope that makes sense at a high level, just my easy way of explaining the value proposition that NuCypher is trying to provide. It's trying to give you and me and web developers and platforms the capability of handling secret information, encrypted information in a much easier scalable form and fashion, which I can tell you, even if you're not a security person, that is super, super important. Okay, so going down a little bit, don't you love how those dots kind of like fly around? I was actually tracing some of these earlier, like, are these the same? Do those dots go the same way every single time? Or is it like, like chaotic and it's the same every time? And I was so interested in that. It doesn't take much for me to be like, squirrel, like, completely lose my train of thought like I just did with you now. Okay, so dynamic access control. The other thing they talk about is being able to conditionally grant and revoke access to recipients. And this is really important. So in the world of cryptography, you often hear people talk about Alice and Bob. These are like pseudonyms in the crypto world to kind of like assign or describe how a process works. So let's say Alice has something she creates and she wants to give it to Bob. So NuCypher would give her the capabilities of granting access to Bob to see some kind of document that she's written that's been encrypted. And it happens all in the background. NuCypher handles all of it. And then when she decides Bob no longer needs access, she can revoke it. Now, that's not new. I mean, we can do that in Office 365 and Google Apps and a slew of cloud platforms like Dropbox and others. But doing this through blockchain is really, really cool because it gives extensibility and capability to do this across, you name it, anything that plugs into this blockchain. That's really, really cool. So moving down, secure computation is next. And this is just, they call this a process of encrypted data, preserving the confidentiality of the inputs and the results. In other words, we're not going to get too in-depth into this, but the capability for Alice to have encrypted information and be able to give somebody else the ability to see it as well without the middleware, the actual blockchain itself and the nodes that are operating this network being able to see it. That's kind of cool, isn't it? So Alice could take encrypted information, give it to Bob, and no one else, not even the nodes that are doing this in the decentralized fashion, can actually see what's going on. That's really cool. Maintaining that confidentiality is really important because think about this. The reason that most, if not all, identity management and encryption platforms are always centralized is because whoever's the middleware that's storing that encrypted information can't be trusted unless you already have a contractual trust relationship set up with him. Because it's encrypted information, right? We don't want anyone else to see it. So what NuCypher is doing is giving us the ability to do this in a decentralized way. And I could have nodes running anywhere in the world that could handle this encrypted information without actually being able to see it. And that is really, really advantageous because of the ability to, limit censorship, increase scale, all of that kind of stuff. So the last thing to say on the website itself, at least as far as the technology goes, you can scroll down a bit more and see more about how the proxy re-encryption happens. This is what I was just talking about before in terms of how the platform allows for Alice to take something that she's encrypted and then re-encrypt it for something that only Bob can see without the middleware seeing it. Pretty super cool tech. So you can click on learn more and it'll take you here to see how this works. It's called Umbrel. You can see the open source documentation around it, how to get it set up and running, way beyond the scope of this video, of course, but just wanted to show that. And then same with the FHE, I can never say this word, fully homomorphic encryption. I think I said that right as well. Same thing, you can click here and you can click, you can see more about how all this works as well, and what you need to have this to all run in place. Now, here's where I have some challenges around NuCypher itself. So first of all, when I look through all of this, I can, of course, click on each of these that I want to see. I can see some use cases here. Most of these I've already kind of covered. They have a few resources here, like they have the chat forum, which I think just goes directly into their own Discord. Yes, that's exactly where it goes. And they have some additional things like their DAO itself. More on the DAO in just a minute. I definitely like what they're doing there with the DAO. But you can see there's a few things here. Their videos, like if you really want to get in depth into this, here's their own YouTube channel. They even show things like how to set up a node. So it's pretty nice to see that it's very technical, extremely technical. But it's good to see what all is going on here if you want to go like dive in more into NuCypher beyond today's video. But you can see it's still missing some things, isn't it? Like, I'd love to see more about the tokenomics. It's absent. I'd love to know who the founders are. I had to actually Google for it. Like going here, you can't see anything about the founders themselves. There's not a lot of information and transparency about NuCypher themselves. And so when I was looking into this, I was like, huh, so is like NuCypher even like real? Who are the people behind this? And like what's going on? Like, is this like one of these secretive projects that we don't know who belongs to it? The case in that is no, not at all. They just don't publish it. And so we're going to come back to this as maybe one of my critiques if I were talking to the NuCypher team is this is heavily technical, which is solid, really, really important, but it's missing a lot of like the investor's guide, the marketing side, the go-to-market side of like, how do we get normal people like a lot of you and me that are watching this video that just want to know, okay, the tech sounds great, but like, how do I actually get into this? And is this an investable thing for me? It's all missing on the website. And I'd love for them to put some time and knowledge and attention into that, because that's something that will really help the community grow and keep them from where you saw here where they're trending #1 right now. I'd love to see that continue for them in the project. Next thing I want to do is let's check out the GitHub page and just kind of see how this whole thing works from an open source perspective. And there's a few things we can glean out of that as well. Here we are, and you can see right here, this is NuCypher's page. Again, link to this in the description. You can see the 4 main projects that they have that are running here. You can actually see as we scroll down, most of these are pretty heavily updated. This one was updated 2 hours ago, 17 hours ago, within days for a lot of these. That just tells us, one thing I like to look at when I'm diving into a particular open source project is I will look to see, is it heavily updated? Is this something that's like 6 months, a year or more old? If that's the case, it tends to mean, especially in like blockchain and crypto world, it's going stale quickly. NuCypher is certainly not that. Very active, very heavily modified and up to date, which is really, really nice. So you can check that out if you want to see it. So going back to what I was talking about before, it's kind of hard to like, who are these people and what's going on behind the scenes? Well, there's a couple ways you can do this. One way to do that is to dive into them on Twitter. So here is their Twitter account. It's just at NuCypher. And they're doing well, almost 30,000 followers. So it's really good. So I was looking through just to see what I could glean from this and share with you. And by the way, this cat gif is awesome. I absolutely love it. He's like, yo, 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 you got pain coming soon. I love this cat. Way too much catnip. But I wanted to talk about a couple things that are in this specifically. So scrolling down, hold on the Binance for just a minute. I'm going to scroll down a little bit more, and I was checking this. They did a community webinar just recently with Keep Network. And I was like, wait a second, is that the same Keep Network that I covered like almost a year ago? Like, is that the one? These guys right here? And many of you probably don't even know that I did a video on this, but I did. This was like when I brought my YouTube channel out from the dead and was like, I'm going to bring this thing back. And Keep Network was one I found like as a super early new crypto that really had me captured. In fact, here the whole thing is right here. You can search Keep.network review and like I'm the top result that comes up. And like I was wearing like this fake digital mask or whatever. It's super weird. If you watch the video, yeah, here it is, May 22nd, 2020, my friends. That's literally like a year, almost a year from this video right now at the time of this production. Like, it's just amazing to me how old things become new again. So if you want to watch a rather embarrassing old video of me, yours truly, there it is right there. I put a link right there so you can go see it. But a lot of that hasn't changed. What I loved about Keep was their secrecy aspect. I've covered this with Secret Network as well, but I love what they're doing with DeFi inside of all of that. And it's great to see that NuCypher has partnered with them. So you can dive into this more if you want to see this. Hopefully the call actually happened yesterday, but hopefully you can actually go watch this in reverse, but it's part of their DAO. So I mentioned their DAO, which is right here under resources, and there's their DAO forum itself. This, if you're not aware of like what DAOs are, it's just a way of like community involvement and accountability. And so here all this is where the proposals are coming through and it allows for voting and just community involvement to steer a project and make sure the community is truly involved. So glad to see they're partnering with Keep Network. I think that's super cool. There's my old video. Now, the other thing I wanted to go back though is this announcement right here, Binance. So as of, I guess, just a few days ago, or maybe today, Binance is now listing NuCypher. That's kind of cool. So I want to show this to you. I want to show you what's going on in the world of Binance. So let's take a look at that right now. Here is Binance's research page for NuCypher. And by the way, I am becoming such a big fan of Binance. They've got so much great like education material to them. I find myself always spending time on Binance's site and just diving in and reading. And so here it is. Again, link to this if you want to go take a look at it. It says some things we already know. It's an ERC20 running on top of Ethereum, so we know that. A couple things here that I think are pretty powerful. One, the network incentives. So if you're like someone like you or me and you just want to get involved in this, it is a little bit technical, but what happens here is they're incentivizing token holders and node creators with the ability to be that middleware that I talked about, to allow people to encrypt and handle key management and like identity management across the board in a decentralized fashion. This is how all of that works. It works through a staking piece where you must own and stake your new crypto itself, the new token, and you have to set up the node as well if you do that. Now keep in mind, it says this right here, if there's misbehavior, it gets slashed. That's the whole idea of proof of stake, is like, it's not just I'm staking a crypto, but I have a stake in the whole thing. In other words, there could be trust problems with all of this. And so the way they eliminate that is you have to stake your own crypto in the system to even be able to run a node. And if the protocol catches you misbehaving, then you are going to lose some or all of your NuCypher token. That's why you have a stake in the game. And that's how they force people to not misbehave, so to speak, which I think is really cool. Now, the governance, I've already mentioned their DAO, of course, but did you see this right here? What's it powered by? It's powered by Aragon. And I was like, great. Second time in a row, a blast from the past has come out. Don't believe me? Here it is right here. Once again, a crypto I covered a year ago. Look at this, May 15th. In 1 week, it will be a year old for me. I covered Aragon Court. Again, another super embarrassing old video. There it is right there, because I like to embarrass myself. If you guys want to go check that out and make fun of me, I highly welcome that. But I covered Aragon Court itself, and really just the Aragon project as a center and a means and a capability for us to be able to handle everything from conflict management all the way into things like what we see today with DAOs of like steering and community involvement and voting and all of that. So I was amazed that once again, blast from the past, 2 videos in a row that are both a year old have recycled themselves right in here. So you can go check this out on Binance. I'm very glad to see Binance opening up and bringing NuCypher into their ecosystem, which no doubt has some contribution to them trending as #1. I mean, they're definitely just hitting the news cycles for sure. So the next thing I want to talk about is price analysis and what we know about the tokenomics itself. So let's talk about that. Here we go. So there's some good things you can see. Again, it's another sub $1 token. So many of you, as I always talk about, are looking for those. Trending 37% upward, which again, we would expect with that being the number one trending token right now that's out there. You'd expect that to be there. The market cap is about 315 million. So it's a good middle cap. It's nowhere close to $1 billion. It's not like a king of crypto at this point of any sort or form or fashion, but it's fully diluted is almost 2 billion. So if you don't know what that is, that's like the entire theoretical max number of tokens that would be created. If you count that in the entire thing, the max supply here is almost 4 billion, then it would be almost a $2 billion market cap. So I sometimes like to look at that, of the difference between the actual market cap of current tokens and what the fully diluted cap would be. Now, keep in mind that fully diluted cap is theoretical because it's at today's value. It could be far higher than that if the price of the token goes above 49 cents. It could be far lower than that if it nosedives. Probably not, but it could be. And so that's good to see. I like to see as well the trading volume. Of course, this is amped up. I'm not surprised to see this almost 900% up, again, because Binance has now listed them and they're hitting the news cycles and they're trending. That's all the stuff you'd expect to see. Now, where can we buy this from? Here's the cool thing about this crypto. Basically anywhere. Like it's kind of amazing all the places you can get this. Obviously Binance, which is super cool. I am a Coinbase user. Oftentimes it's been on Coinbase for a while, so here it is. Good to see that. And a whole bunch of other exchanges that are there. Even some of the decentralized exchanges like Uniswap you can get this from. So you should not have any problems buying this crypto if this one is for you. My typical West disclaimer is about to start because the lawyers love me to say it. This is not financial advice. Never listen to a YouTuber on price predictions or price analysis. Listen to them for entertainment. The real truth of the world is if you listen to YouTubers like me on what to buy and what to sell, you're going to go bankrupt. Like, that's the truth. So make your own educated decisions and always, my friends, do your own research. But I definitely like this one. I like its price. I love that it's trending. I'm not surprised to see it trending. So the last thing I was looking for, and you guys know I'm big on this, is credibility. So here I am at the very beginning. Let me show this to you. I'm sitting here on NuCypher's site and I'm looking like, well, where are they? Like, hello, is there any information on, like, normally I'm used to seeing the founders, they'll like be pasted on the front of the site. You know, you see each of their images and like it's nowhere to be found. And so at first I'm like, this must be a secretive project, which can be okay since it's open source. But couldn't find anything. So what do? I go to Google. And here is their founder right here, McLean Wilkeson. There we go. It took me a minute. And, you know, he came from, if I believe right, yeah, he's an investment bankster. I like to call them banksters. I'm a former bankster at Morgan Stanley. And he's created NuCypher here. So nice to see this. They're pretty heavily funded, which is a really good thing. If we click right here on NuCypher, I've already got the tab open. You can see it right here. Looks like they're 11 to 50 employees. They've raised about 16 million in funding, which is actually not a huge amount for like a Silicon Valley company. My companies, I've raised more than that. Not to say it's good or bad, just stage of the company. They're definitely young, they're new, haven't taken a ton of funding, which is probably a good thing. It means their dilution is probably much lower. You may not even know what that is and don't worry about it. But you know, that's good to see. As we scroll down a little bit, we can see here somewhere financials. Here we go. We can see where they've raised from. So you can see if I scroll over just a bit, Polychain is actually the lead investor. And so Polychain is a very well-known venture capitalist firm, obviously specializing in crypto projects. So the fact that they've got Polychain as their lead investor means a lot. I talked about this in the last video. Having notable investors doesn't guarantee success, but it does guarantee, or I should say add some confidence, because then I get to know, oh man, they've done a lot of research and Polychain doesn't invest in just anybody. So it doesn't guarantee any success, but you can take some amount of confidence knowing and seeing where they came from. Same with Y Combinator down here. So I've covered Y Combinator a little bit before. They are a startup accelerator, by far the most known one that's out there. A lot of really notable companies have come out of Y Combinator. Check them out if you want to see what they're all about. It's sort of like a way to go from an idea into incubation, and they teach and coach companies and founders on how to create from an inception of an idea into an actual usable product, whether it's consumer tech, business tech, whatever it may be. Again, Y Combinator does not mean any success at all, but it's good to see their credentials and their background of where they're coming from. So going back to all of this, right back to the beginning, I am a big fan of NuCypher. Love seeing the fact that they are trending. I think the technology is great. I think it's got a real place and a future and a possibility. They've got a lot of marketing work that I think they need to do to just bring extensibility in for the rest of the ecosystem beyond just technical, to understand what it's trying to solve for and make sure, at least from the investors side of the house, to make sure that they can see, who's behind this, why are they doing this, where do they come from, and some of that soft information that really needs to happen inside of the project. It's missing some of that, but that's okay. It's a great project. I think it's got a ton of future and potential, and I'm really, really interested in this, and will certainly be investing in this myself because I think it really does have a future, and would love to see more adoption along the way. So I'd love to know what you think about NuCypher. Have you gotten in on it? How'd you find out about it? Do you like it? Is it going somewhere? Is it solving for a big problem? Love to know your questions, your thoughts around it, what you think about it. And hey, while you're here, one thing you could do for me, if you'd hit the subscribe button, if you'd hit the like button, those two things go a really long way to share this out in the ecosystem. Tweet this video out if you would. Make sure you hit up the NuCypher team and let them know I've produced this video because I think it's really, really cool, and I'd love for them to get some awareness over it. And also, my friends, thank you so much for your time as we're getting closer to that 50,000 sub. That makes a huge, huge difference to me, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate every single one of you guys. Thanks.